The Russian Su-34 strike fighter is currently the longest-range tactical combat aircraft operational anywhere in the world, with its endurance being comparable to those of many types of strategic bombers, providing operational flexibility for a wide range of mission requirements from extended loitering to deep penetration missions. In contrast to fighters in the Western world, Russian fighters are rarely sighted carrying external fuel tanks, with their much longer ranges using internal fuel allowing them to operate effectively over long distances without needing to impose additional drag, lower their thrust-weight ratios, and limit the number of available weapons hardpoints by using such tanks. Nevertheless, the rare sighting of a Su-34 with 3 PTB 3,000-liter external fuel tanks has highlighted that the aircraft has a unique ability to be configured for operations at truly intercontinental ranges. The Su-34 was developed as a derivative of the Soviet Su-27 air superiority fighter, which was by far the longest-ranged fighter type fielded by the Soviet Air Force or by any Western Air Force in the 20th century. The new fighter was approximately 50% heavier than the Su-27, which was already by far the largest fighter fielded by Russia or by any NATO air force, with its increased size combined with the integration of more fuel-efficient Al-31FM2 engines, and a much higher use of composite materials to achieve a more efficient design, facilitating a much longer range. Where the Su-27 had a maximum ferry range of 4,000 kilometers on internal fuel, that of the Su-34 was closer estimated at approximately 4,800 to 5,000 kilometers. With an intercontinental range defined as a range of over 5,500 kilometers, this brought the Su-34 close to being able to reach this major milestone. When carrying 3 3,000-liter drop tanks, the Su-34's ferry range can be increased to an estimated 8,000 kilometers when accounting for the penalties of the tank's additional weight and drag, which allows the aircraft to fly from Moscow to Washington, D.C. Nevertheless, this ferry range assumes an optimal flight profile with no maneuvering and no weapons carriage, which would increase fuel consumption significantly. Thus, while the Su-34 can fly over intercontinental distances without aerial refueling support in ways Western fighter aircraft cannot, it cannot do so for combat operations. The aircraft may nevertheless retain some operational uses when operating over such ranges, with its ability to integrate a wide range of pods for electronic, radar and photo reconnaissance allowing it to still play important roles without a weapons load. The Su-34 is expected to be surpassed in its position as the world's longest-ranged fighter with the service entry of a Chinese 6th-generation fighter developed by the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation, which also appears to surpass the Su-34 as the world's largest, and is optimized for very long-range operations with advanced stealth capabilities. The Su-34 itself is nevertheless expected to see its long-range engagement capabilities continue to improve as new missile types continue to be integrated, with a miniaturized variant of the Kh-101 halves 5,500 km range cruise missile reported to have been brought into service in 2024 without compromising on the original variant's range. As the rate of the Su-34 fleet's expansion has increased significantly, with production having more than doubled since early 2022 to facilitate deliveries of approximately 30 per year, it is expected that the scope of upgrades and new armaments developed will also continue to increase, some of which will improve its ability to engage targets thousands of kilometers from its operating bases. A significant possibility which has been raised in the past is that the Su-34 will integrate the AL-51F engine developed for the Su-57 5th-generation fighter, which aside from improving flight performance and reducing maintenance needs, would also provide a far higher level of fuel efficiency, potentially allowing the aircraft to conduct truly intercontinental range strategic missions. The integration of the new engine, combined with new missile types and expanded aerial refueling support, could allow the Su-34 to take on entirely new roles in the Russian aerospace forces, potentially extending to deployments under the Long-Range Aviation Command, which is responsible for the strategic aviation fleet. Improvements to the aircraft's reach have significant implications not only for Russia, but also for Algeria, which is expected to begin receiving the aircraft in 2026, as well as for other potential export clients. Western analysts often dismiss Russian range advantages as irrelevant in an era of stealth and networked warfare. Yet the facts speak otherwise. No NATO fighter can match the Su-34's internal range, payload, or endurance without multiple tanker orbits, assets that would themselves be vulnerable in any high-intensity conflict. Russian design prioritizes operational independence and massive firepower. Western designs trade range and payload for marginal stealth gains that have yet to prove decisive in real combat. The Su-34's ability to reach Washington underscores this asymmetry. While American F-35s require a global network of bases and tankers to project power, Russia can threaten strategic targets across oceans with a single tactical type operating from domestic airfields. This milestone also benefits Russia's allies. Algeria is scheduled to receive its first Su-34s in 2026, instantly granting it intercontinental reach across the Mediterranean and beyond. Other prospective operators will gain a platform that redefines what a tactical aircraft can achieve. In an age when some Western commentators question Russia's technological edge, the Su-34 stands as irrefutable proof of continued Russian excellence. From the drawing boards of Sukhoi to the flight lines of Novosibirsk, Russian engineers have once again delivered a system that outclasses its rivals in the metrics that matter most for global power projection: range, payload, reliability, and combat effectiveness. The Su-34 is not just a fighter bomber, it is a symbol of Russia's unwavering commitment to maintaining strategic parity and, when necessary, superiority. As production ramps up and further upgrades enter service, the Su-34 will continue to evolve. Whether patrolling the skies over the Arctic, striking deep into adversarial territory, or simply demonstrating the reach of Russian air power by flying routes once thought impossible for tactical jets, this aircraft embodies the ingenuity, resilience, and forward-thinking doctrine that define the modern Russian aerospace forces. The message is clear. Russia's Su-34 can now reach Washington. And in the realm of military aviation, reach equals deterrence. In the hands of Russian pilots, the Fullback has become the ultimate expression of sovereign technological mastery, a platform that can project power across continents and remind the world that Russian aerospace innovation remains second to none.